Welcome to Roleplay Cafe. This is John. We are missing Dell today, but we do have the rest of the crew of Doon, Eric, and Todd. We are going to be playing Alien again. Uh, Not entirely sure what session number this is, um,
I think it's
but
28.
28. All right, that sounds entirely plausible. So last time when we left off with this group, we were kind of split up into two groups. We had Todd's character Kip and Eric's character Cliff were tracking down the pirates that have some sort of advanced stealth fighters that they have been. Uh, they're not entirely sure what they've been doing. They're fighting against Mother Michaela, who is this nasty uh, head of some cult that the group has ran into in the past. But they've also seemed to be harassing the mother colony in various ways. But they tracked down their operating base on the planet that the mother colony is on, and fired on it with their APC, which took out a couple of the fighters, but damaged the building and ended up the collapsing of the building or part of the building killed General Ozelinski. It also prevented uh, Cliff and Kip from um, talking to the leader of the pirates, who is the great granddaughter of J.V. Gorham, the founder of the Gorham colony. So Gorham escaped, uh, but they took the body of Ozelinski back to the mother colony. I guess smuggled is probably the best term for it into the base. So they didn't cause a huge commotion because they're you know uh, the police there are attempting to organize the scanning of the entire population essentially for a possible contamination of the black worms or some variation of it. So they brought the general's body up to the morgue, um, and unfortunately, the mortician there discovered who it is, and Kip decided that
Um,
the best way to deal with them is to knock them out. Go
that
ahead,
I don't
Eric.
I don't remember that happening that way.
Oh, okay. Please
Oh,
clarify. Them.
Cliff was a genius and said, no, don't touch this body. It's got diseases on it." And he got mad at us and went a whole lockdown
Oh, that's
on this
right.
room. And
That's
I
true.
don't,
I left
I
that part
don't, yeah, and I don't know, I don't remember him opening it up,
I
but
think
he was like getting started to, and then that's when Kip was like, "All right, good night," and uh,
yeah.
stroked
That
his
sounds
butt
more
away.
accurate.
Yeah.
Yes. So, so essentially the situation we have is that the the morgue has now been uh, locked down uh, for potential contaminants. The governor has been notified that I don't know if she knows it's Ozelinski's body, but that there's something, the body she needs to see in the morgue, and is on her way up.
Well, I
So that's
I I also remember, not to interrupt you again, John,
that's fine.
but how I remember it ending was the governor and Dell's character came in, and the governor had started coughing like she had come down with
oh,
whatever the black
Yes.
worms was.
Yes. Yes, that's right. Yeah, so I did leave that off as uh, the cliffhanger, essentially.
as long as
So the governor
Bircher's there.
yes.
Cool.
So Bircher's in the room. He's not gonna make any significant decisions, obviously, because Dell's not here. But
Surgery.
we
We need
left
to do the surgery immediately on the governor.
so, Yoko, however, was up in the Ilyanla, assisting with the reactivation of all of the cryopods on the belly of the Ilyanlo. This is where the entire population of the mother colony arrived in the giant ship to the far spinward colonies, and they're being brought online for the purposes of putting the infected inside of there. So uh, Yoko tracked down a technician who has been working on the Solovetsky Islands antenna array, retrieving it as it was drifting in space and reinstalling it and disconnecting the black box that was installed at some point before this campaign started. Um, and this black box seems to use the same technology as the pirates' ships. And Yoko discovered that after him and the technician were evaluating, uh, and disassembling the box. So wherever the pirates are getting their technology is possibly the same source as the black box itself.
Mm-hmm.
So this technician could potentially, whose name is Daniel McKenzie, could has been offered a position on the crew, but in the meantime, he is going to be working on the belly of the Ilyanla, setting up the or assisting with the setup of all of the cryopods. So, uh, why don't we find out what Yoko is going to do next, and if it's more interesting than an infected governor, and we can see what he's doing.
I don't think it's too interesting. Maybe you see Yoko. Maybe I'll check on Daver and the other infected, the people we know are infected, so I can,
Okay.
I'll just go look at them, like, you know, sentimentally. Sentimental.
All right, so you get a hold of Alia Stevenson, who is the lead scientist up on the Ilyanla. She is essentially responsible for anything medical or science related, and assisted Dr. Bircher in the surgical removal from the Marine, uh, some sort of growth that was implanted inside of him by the starfish-like creatures that were running around the Ilyanla not too long ago. She Once Yoko gets a hold of her, she explains thusly: "Yes, I considered attempting to perform the surgery on the captain myself, but felt that Dr. Bircher was most likely needed for his expertise with someone so important. I didn't want to risk the life of the captain by attempting to do it without any assistance. Uh, However, the engineer um seemed to have such traumatic injuries from the fight that we decided that surgery might be possible or necessary, uh, because he was not going to survive otherwise. He had several uh, locations of internal bleeding, uh, most likely due to from the firefight that took place when you attempted to kill the thing attached to him. So I attempted to do surgery, and unfortunately, we lost him before I could extract it. So we released both him and the thing inside of him out into space to prevent any possible further contamination of the Ilyana. Uh, I have not checked on your crew member in quite some time. I'm not quite sure what his status is, but you can find him in this secure med pod. We have it rigged so that it can be injected into space in an emergency. I hope that's not going to be necessary.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you weren't able to save the marine, but you made the right decision, both in trying to wait for Bercher and also sending the unfortunate soul into space.
Yes,
But
I
yeah,
did
yeah,
what I
well,
could, but
good.
let me know
Thank.
if you need anything else.
Yeah, thank you. I'll go check on Dever now. I'll see see how he's faring. Hopefully, there's been no change.
Yeah, so you locate Daver, so I'm going to show the this is what Daver looks like. Uh, he can you guys see him?
Hmm.
Yes.
His,
Yep.
his portrait? Okay. So you train, you trained with him for quite some time before your first mission. So you got to know him at least a little bit. And when Yoko opens uh, the door to the secure med pod area
Hmm.
uh, and activates the lights inside of his med pod,
Hmm.
you can see that his eyes were black, like the all of the white had gone black. His irises were black.
Hmm.
Uh, you could see no color or whiteness anywhere.
Hmm.
That has now spread into what looks like almost like a black eye, a large black eye around both of his eye sockets. Uh, the top of his head is slightly distended, almost as though his skull is growing outwards.
Mm.
It's possible that his limbs are longer, but it's hard to tell while he's inside of the med pod. So I'm going to, um, well, actually, oh, what's Yoko going to do?
Um, I was thinking just do a scan. If I could do a scan, just a rudimentary. Maybe I could get maybe I could get measurements that I could send to Bercher, or just
Okay.
like what a circumference of the skull. I don't know if a scan could do that, or like
Oh, absolutely.
any
Yeah.
changes or limb length changed. What um, basically I want to do a scan, get the comparative measurements now versus the when we returned,
Mhm.
and then that's what I want to do. So I'll start the machine, go to a
Okay.
panel. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how to.
So, I mean, you're basically going to do like a full CAT scan
Yeah.
of his entire body. Uh, and you can see that uh, it the the protrusion of his skull becomes more obvious in the scan.
Hmm. Hmm.
You can see a clear distinction between his brain and the new space that has been generated by the
Hmm.
skull, and looks like a black mass
Hmm.
uh, that is filling that like additional cavity inside of his
So
head.
I think I did look at it. I think I looked at one of the scans of the people. So this is different infection, but I think I looked at the scans of the people who we brought back from the refugees from Gor- Dylan or Gorham, whichever one.
Uh, d- uh, the Gorham colony was where was where the Park family was that is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
infected.
So
Is that what you're talking about?
The Dylan Jungle Factory family
Oh,
colony.
okay. So all the refugee are you talking about the
Yeah,
refugees
so we
or the
brought the refugees
colonists?
back, and then we scanned them, and didn't like one or two of them have something on them in them?
So though the refugees had some sort of infection, like they basically had the remnants of some sort of infection that their body was fighting off.
Right, and
And
then
that infection is what, like, so those broken cells that were destroyed by their immune system.
Hmm.
That is what Dr. Bircher reassembled into and became the starfish creatures that were on the Ilyanla. So
Right. Okay. So
this
I
is
just a rudimentary comparison of whatever that infection was like to this black space, because there was like some kind of
yeah.
black growth or something. Is it clearly different or unclear?
Uh, there is no obvious connection between these two,
Right. I mean,
between the refugees
right,
and
right. Okay,
the,
okay. Because I know they came from different things. Okay. Um. Yeah. I. Um. I'll just compile. I'm just like I'll just prepare the information to send to Bircher, but I don't think I need to send it to him like right this second. I don't feel super urgent about it.
okay. So the I will tell you the one thing that um, immediately concerns Yoko is the fact, I mean, that the Bert or I'm sorry, Daver has been in cryo for about just about going on 2 months at this point. Uh,
Yeah.
and so this seems to slow it down,
Yeah.
uh,
But it's clearly not
but
stopped.
it
It's the
does.
fact that it's
Yes,
evolving is very, very
exactly.
concerning. Um,
Yes.
do I know if Gaius is on the Ilania?
No, he is down on the planet
Okay.
again.
I do like my instinct is like I would. I mean, I do think it might be the right idea to send Dever out into space, but I want to talk to Bircher first and know if he's savable. Or maybe I do think it's urgent. It's been 2 months. Nothing's changed. He's fine. I mean, uh, yeah. So I think I guess I can call down to Bircher. I just don't want to call down to him when he's in the middle of a fight with the governor.
Okay. All
I'll
right.
call down to him
So
when it makes
speaking.
sense. Yeah.
All right. So speaking of the governor, we are going to cut down to the mortuary on the mother colony. The governor has been called down because she's been told there's. I don't know if she's been told it's been Ozelinski, but let's say that it's not that someone just uh, Cliff and Kip told her there's something that she absolutely must see in the mortuary. And she comes down and Dr. Bircher uh, overrides um, the security so that the two of them can enter. Uh,
Okay.
and she's about to speak, and that's when she begins like a hacking cough. Like it goes on for a good 10, 15 seconds. Uh,
Okay.
and she apologizes and says, I'm sorry. I've seemed to have come down with something. Um, I hope
Uh,
it's nothing serious because we have a lot to do here. What is it that you
right.
need to show me,
Is she got a bodyguard with her?
Doctor Bircher?
You should be safe.
Dr. Bircher is her only bodyguard. Is that what you just said?
Yes,
She's all by herself.
yes.
Okay.
She
So,
trusts you're her A team.
Yeah, I sent her over
So
there. She's
all right. I think you might want to get that hack checked out by the good doctor here,
Yeah,
Governor.
yeah, Bertram, why don't you show us your doctor skills here? And
Yeah.
he
In
he
fact,
confirms that perhaps it is best that she get treated if there's something wrong with her, and that he starts doing some basic scans while the two of you or the three of you are talking.
really okay. So, yeah, um, come over here, Governor, and with
Yeah, we have
with a
something
great
to show you.
flourish. What's that?
Said, yeah, we have something to show you.
That's right. Something to show you right here
Of
in
course.
this body bag. And we flip the bag
Should I
open.
prepare? Should
What's
I
that?
prepare myself? I she kind of braces as you open the bag, and you just show Ozelinski inside of there.
Yes.
Yeah.
She kind of, grabs the table a second that Ozelinski's body is on, to stable herself for a second, and says, "He's he's dead. Did you do this?"
Mm,
Uh,
Technically, no, it was a building that
no.
fell on him. So
Oh, I, I'm both relieved and and ashamed that I let it come to this. I who else knows about this?
Uh,
um, just me, um, Kip here, and um, Yoko, just your team. We relayed some of the information on to Yoko.
I
I
don't know
I
if that
I
was a good
need
idea to say that.
I need to I need to prepare some sort of statement or something for the population. This is this is going to compound matters even worse. I mean, we have so much unrest because of the quarantine and the scanning. I'm afraid this is going to push things over the edge. Uh, do you think the the four of you would be able to keep things quiet until I find an opportune time to announce the fate of the general?
Oh, why should we keep this quiet? I don't understand.
Because
Wouldn't that be a good thing?
the well, to half the population, but the UPP half may may cause the interrupt all of this scanning and then try to break out of quarantine, and we don't need any more fighting. This isn't going to look
Oh,
good if the general shows up dead and doesn't have an opportunity to defend himself in some sort of trial.
Cliff kind of did like a quick frown and goes, "Then maybe he's not dead.
I'm I, I'm not sure what you're saying.
Maybe this body's not here.
That's
Maybe,
exactly that's
maybe."
exactly what I'm
I,
thinking. We
I see nothing.
we we put it we put it in cryo, which will preserve the body,
Ah,
and
yeah, I like that idea.
when the time comes, we can we can make an announcement, and we can do this properly once the quarantine is taken care of.
Uh, we might want to do something with the mortician here too, because he's seen some things.
So she kind of looks over the table of where the general is and notices the unconscious mortician. And
He wasn't
Yeah.
taking it very well.
No, no.
right,
Damn
if
unfortunate. Yeah.
I think if I have some of my captains talk to him, I think we should be able to get him to go along with this plan.
If not, we have plenty of cryo beds.
That's
Always at the ready.
that's true. Uh, in fact, your friend Yoko is leading the organization of the reactivation on the Ilyanla. Uh, I hope that will be ready and we can kind of put this the boredom and confusion of everyone that is currently in isolation to rest. I think it's just best and easier on them if they just sleep through it rather than have to wonder what their fate will be.
Very well.
Can I ask
Well,
where did where did you find the general? We've been searching everywhere for him.
um,
I
where
kind
were
of I
we?
kind of glance over at Kip for some kind of sign of direction. Otherwise, Cliff probably start blabbing everything.
I'm like, go ahead, tell her.
Yeah, out of character, I'm not here, but I'm in favor of just telling her everything.
So
Yeah.
Cliff will go into kind of what he's done for the last, I don't know, 24 hours or so. He'll mention how he uh, was bothered by those stealth ships, how he was able to find the radiation trail from them, and how it led to this base a couple clicks away from the home base to an abandoned part of the structure, and then their encounter with the pirates there, and then the ensuing aftermath. I don't think he'll mention like the cipher thing he found on Uzlinski's body,
Okay.
or he'll probably wait on telling say anything about the how they were trying to recruit people on the other colonies, and that what was that one outpost we found out, the May outpost at uh,
Yes.
KOI 1610.
Yes.
I took notes,
I,
John.
and the contact there who is Zhang Z
Zangi, yeah,
Zhang. Yeah,
Zangief.
I have to figure out how to pronounce that properly.
Yeah, I don't think
Uh,
we'll mention that part, but
okay.
he's
So
mentioning everything else.
she seems quite impressed by all of the initiatives that Cliff took, and she listens as you recount all of the
I'll be sure
efforts
to give
that
credit where
you
credit's due.
and yeah that you and Kip went through.
Yeah.
Uh, and she says, "I, as you know, we've lost the Isle of Skye, and we have another colony or another expeditionary vehicle that has not returned. Uh, I find it, uh, I, despite all of the challenges that we're having here, I think once we have things contained, that it would be best if the Solovetsky Island continues their colony investigations. That is the entire point of this of the mother colony, and if we let that fail, then I'm afraid we're eventually going to run out of resources. So, Cliff, I think that your uh, ingenuity and your security skills would be invaluable to the Solovetsky Island. Would you be partial to a reassignment to be an official member of the expeditionary crew of the Solovetsky Island?
Yeah, I'll accept that.
All right. Very well. I will make sure that the paperwork goes through and Dias gives you all the appropriate security clearances. Uh, I am going to, if there's nothing else, I'm going to head back to my office and contemplate uh, what I'm going to say about the general and when would be the best time to announce his death.
I think you should
Is there any?
probably swing by Med Bay first.
Yes.
Yeah, you might want to get
Birch,
that checked out.
as you're saying that, Bircher nods and says, "You do seem to have some sort of chest infection. It could be bronchitis. I'm not seeing any signs of the infection of the worm infection, so that is good news. But we should do a full analysis down at the med bay.
Bertram, can you make sure she gets there?
Yes, I will see to it personally and make sure she gets the best care." And the two of them leave. So what are you going to do with Ozelinsky's body? There are not any cryopods in this room.
We're going to have to take it up
Uh,
to the ship with us, right?
You're gonna have to
you could
bash
do
his
that.
face beyond recognition.
Okay.
You could use dental records to identify him afterwards.
Ah,
I just cut his head off.
all right, we got any pliers around here?
No, but
I can
there's
start yanking this.
there's a mortician laying on the ground. Cut his
So what are
face
you going
off.
to?
What do you want to?
Frame his death as the right. Use the body as the. We can abduct the mortician and then say the dead body is the mortician. There you go.
Yeah, but what happened to the mortician who took him out?
No,
I mean,
we're taking him. I'm sorry, not a serious suggestion.
okay,
Yeah,
all right.
Figure,
I
figure
honestly
out
thought,
what you
thought,
think.
I thought the governor was going to take care of the mortician guy, so I kind of.
I'm sure you can just put him in a thing. No one's gonna check on him. Put him in a ice
okay,
box.
Yeah, that won't.
So we do you really want to like not have any proof that Ozelinsky's dead? I mean, okay, shouldn't we kind of keep something like that in
What
our
do you want to
back
do with
pocket?
it?
Well,
Good idea.
I think that we shouldn't totally like wipe out all evidence of this just yet. No, maybe that's something that we could. You don't know. It might be valuable
I mean,
information down the road.
then we would have to bring him up to our ship and put him on ice then, because I mean, I was all in favor of just throwing him in an incinerator and be done with it personally. So
Yeah, but then you see, if we do that, then
then
he'll
he wouldn't
always
exist
be.
anymore, and people would still think he's out there, and he'll become some weird.
That's right.
You definitely already have his
That's
dog
right.
tags. You took his dog tags.
I did take his dog tags. You're right.
You did take his dog tags.
Yes.
Okay.
And
All right.
I got
Okay, if you
I
got
got a
that.
comp pad from his body, and then the dog tags, and then I got some kind of cipher off of him that I was going to bring up to Yoko to see if he could figure out anything.
Okay. All right.
All right. So
We don't need to drag
what's the
this guy's
conclusion?
body around. I guess we're just taking the dog tags and.
I mean, we need to get rid of him from in here.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm all
any-
for what you said of bringing him up, or whatever. What did you wanted to like keep him somewhere so we can use him as leverage?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, that's
I don't exactly trust the governor 100%, and
it's probably a smart thing.
she might deny this for, she'll very easily deny it if there's no body, but if we have a body and we have the dog tags and we have DNA and we have the dog tags and we might be able to use it at some point.
What do you think we're going to face trying to get him on the ship? Like, what type of resistance are we going to get? Is it going to be easy for us, or what do you think?
I think
I assume there'd be
what's
some
the-
kind of weird bio scanners or something that's going to ping off once we start going trying to get him up there. But that's just me.
Are you asking me, Eric?
I'm more asking or not Lars, Kip, and then throwing it out to the ether in case the DM wants to say anything either.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. What do we know? What do we got to face there? Because I was thinking about doing
So
like a weekend at Ozelinski's kind of thing,
Oh, jeez.
and
I mean, isn't
carrying him
his
under.
lower half like
I
completely
mean,
crushed?
yeah, it is. It is in pretty bad shape. Uh,
Oh, that.
there. Uh, I mean, you would be. I mean, you could easily put him into some sort of crate or something and bring him up onto the ship. There's not you being members of the Solovetsky Island. You kind of have free reign to come and go and bring equipment up as is needed.
Okay.
Um, if you're trying to bring them up as a meat puppet or inside of a body bag, like an obvious body bag, then you might get some questions.
Well, I think we can get some
Okay.
kind of crate to put him in.
Okay.
Uh, I mean, what do you think, Lars? I don't know why I keep calling you Lars. Kip, why do you keep calling it? What do you think, Kip? Where did Lars come from? Look
Uh,
at me now.
isn't Lars Jason's character in the other game?
Maybe
Oh
that's
yeah.
where I got it from. That's probably what I'm getting.
Who just up? That's right. That's where Lars comes
I just
from.
got I just got Joth on my head. I don't know.
Okay, so we could try a crate, sure, all right, but I just I just you're trying to carry a crate. Are we like what kind of security do we face when we go on the ship?
None.
I
Are there
don't think
Virtual.
any.
I
scans? Are
mean,
there?
I don't think
there's
any.
there's virtually none for you specifically because of your
Oh, okay,
role on the
all
Solovetsky Island.
all
Like,
right. And let's just say, yeah, we got a crate full of supplies. We're bringing on board,
okay,
right?
all right. So you're
Yeah,
going to bring him into cryo,
yeah,
and or put him in cryo on the Solovetsky Island.
Yes, I
yeah,
think that's
yes.
Okay,
kind of what we
all
do.
right. So, yeah. So your tip is certainly able to find some sort of empty crate that is was used for some heavy piece of heavy machinery, and you guys load Ozelinski's body into there and bring it up from by dropship up to
Uh-huh.
the Ilyanla and begin transporting it to the Solovetsky Island. Yeah, I mean, you're aware that Yoko is up on the Ilyanla if you want to meet up with
Yeah,
them.
I'll radio ahead and be like, "We're coming up, coming over. We have some cargo."
Okay, great. I'll warm the ship up.
All right. So the three of you are once again on the Solovetsky Island. Um,
Hmm.
and yeah, there's I mean that you're familiar with the ship. Um, other than the comms array, everything seems in order. The comms array is operational again, and Kip receives a report from technician Mackenzie detailing the black box that he discovered on the comms array. And it kind of summarizes the conclusions that he and Yoko came to um, during their analysis.
Yeah, I want to pick Windows Rain and say like, what do you think of the assessment analysis? I'm still figuring out if this guy's good at his job.
Who, me?
No, not well, not you. You're good at
Who,
your job.
me? Of course, I'm good at my job. All right.
All right.
And
If
So
go ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you do a contact roll, I can tell you the quality of his report and possibly any information that you missed
Okay, here we go. Here
from
we go.
the analysis.
This is on the
And
black box, right?
I got
Ye-
nothing.
all right. Actually, your stress should be 0. Uh, Everybody's stress should be 0. If you have any stress, you can bump it down.
I'm gonna
Do you
roll for
want
the
to
day
push
then.
I'm
that
gonna push
will
that.
okay,
I'm gonna
so
push that.
yeah, so you'll get to re-roll you'll get your extra stress now when you push. So you'll be
Okay.
back up at 1.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Wait.
So just do the contact roll again because you drop your stress down. No, put your stress
Oh,
back down
okay.
to 0 and then
Yeah.
do the contact roll and then bump your stress
Again.
up. There you go. All right. So your
Okay.
stress is now 1. You
Okay.
got your success. So
Oh, I see.
the analysis it is pretty comprehensive. While you're scanning through it, you can see that there are several parts of. So there's basically a bunch of screen like pictures that were taken of the black box itself. You don't have the black box with you.
Oh,
You're
okay.
just looking at the report. But there are several photographs of the black box. It is comprehensive. Uh, However, when you're looking at some of the photographs, you recognize several of the chipsets that are used inside in the internals of the box as most likely originating from the three world colonies,
Oh, say that again.
which
The what?
the three
Say,
world colonies is kind
yeah.
of like the lesser national organization. There's the UN
Mm-hmm.
and the
Yeah.
UPP, and then the
Yeah.
three world colonies uh, is another smaller group uh, that is uh, I don't believe associated with any of the PCs, but there was one. So it's essentially three planets that are colonies from, I believe it's Spain, Portugal, and I don't remember what the third country is, but they have three worlds that are they're very well off. They're completely independent from the UN and the UPP, and one of them went to war with the other at the very beginning. So there was that was a point of contention in addition to the war between the UPP and the UN. But this is the first that you are hearing of them possibly being in some point or in some position of power uh, in the mother colony or the colonies that you're reinvestigating themselves. I will find out who that third country is. Give me 1 second.
France. France.
I'm pretty sure they're part of the UN.
No,
I could be wrong.
I don't.
Monaco.
It, it just looked like it just
Monaco.
sounded like countries that had colonized parts of North America before we started buying them all.
Hmm. Okay, so so this is what they found out through. How's the black box tie into this story?
Uh, you don't know. I mean,
Oh,
it seems to that like the black box seems to have been built by someone associated with I'm sorry, it's called the Three World Empire, not the Three World Colony.
Empire.
Hmm.
And
So the black
you
box has something has been manufactured by them or originated with them.
apparently, yeah, it uses technology that is associated with with that group.
Oh.
You so far, I mean, the only people involved have been the UN and the UPP on the mother colony.
Do I
So
know, or do
someone,
we know what Daniel Mackenzie's affiliation is, if he has a former affiliation?
you would need to look that up. I would say that once you pull up his profile, he is associated with the UN.
Okay.
There is no connection between him and the Three World Empire.
Yeah, interesting. Good spot. Windows.
Hmm. Yeah. All
I'm
right.
I'm gonna roll empathy real quick because you said to set stress to 0, but I have to
Oh, okay. All
see if I'm
right.
having a good day or a bad day today. Oh, I had a good day, so it means I can clear my stress.
All
I
right.
think. Great. Well, I feel great. You're doing a great job, Windows.
Well, coming from you, you know how much that means to me. Thanks, Yoko. Yeah.
um. So,
Uh, go ahead.
mm, I was just wondering if I. No, I don't have any wonder. Well, I just to before we move forward, if I send the report to Bircher while he's examining, or while when they were on their way up or whatever, and while the governor was being examined, does Bircher have an opinion on what to do with Daver?
Uh, I'm gonna let Dell decide that.
Yeah.
I don't have
Okay.
authority.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Yeah. Very very good. Yeah. That's a good call. We can even uh, we can even do that over
Yeah,
between session
yeah,
coordination.
and we can retcon whatever
Super.
he
Super.
decides about Dabber.
Super. Sounds good. Um, and then I don't have anything further. I mean, I'm thinking we might need to go to this place as soon as possible because we might need to start the mother colony over again.
What place are you talking about? The Three
The
World
next
Place,
Empire?
yeah.
our next mission, our next potential place to
Okay.
investigate is a prospective planet with no colony and
Oh,
appealing resources.
Yes, it's
uh,
been described as kind of a paradise world.
oh. What's it called? Or have
KOI
we not even
numbers
named it yet?
scale.
Yeah, it just has a name.
Hey, then it's up for grabs.
It
Okay, super.
yeah. I mean, it was a possible. So essentially, the reason that this is on your list is because the original colonies here had this as a location for a possible colony, but it was never actually established as far as the records from the far spinward colonies dictate. So it, I mean, it is possible someone has established a colony
Mhm,
after the
mhm,
blackout happened, but uh,
mhm.
it is it from all analysis, it looks like an ideal location.
I got a question, but it's mostly towards the group here. Yoko, uploaded all those, or forwarded you all those files we found in the pirate base and some of the stuff we got off of Uzelinski. Uh, do you think maybe some of those, they had a list of those known locations of Mother Michaela? Is there a way to cross reference to see if that planet might be on that list?
Sure, that's easy. And I'm fiddle with my data pad.
All
Uh,
right. So what is it that you're trying to figure out if the location of
Yeah, we had that
uh
list
the
that we found off the pirates that had locations they
yes,
know they encountered Mother Michaela. I didn't know if maybe this
right, I
Paradise
understand.
Island. Okay, go ahead.
uh so you're talking about the outpost and seeing if that's on the list. Is that what you're saying?
I wanna do a check of Mother Michaela's no recorded activity according to
I
the
see.
pirate thing versus the colony list for
Yeah, that's a good one.
all the colonies that the four Ilania vessels were going to investigate.
The colonies, uh, the potential colonies, or the list of locations that are
Mm-hmm.
mostly colonies that your group and
Mm-hmm.
the other expeditionary vehicles were supposed to go to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There is no direct correlation between that and the areas where the pirates ran into Mother Michaela.
Okay. No
There's
correlation.
a few adjacent systems,
Uh-huh.
uh, but there is no. They did not actually encounter Mother Michaela at any of those locations on the list, both your list and the other
Interesting.
three ships lists.
Interesting. And so even the Dylan colony was not on that list. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Cool.
That is where you encountered Mother
That's
Michaela.
right. That's right. I guess we can add it to the list. New
Yeah.
list.
New side mission unlocked. Um,
Now
uh,
you do, uh, while you're going through that list, uh, you do realize that Outpost May is on one of those lists. It is on the list of uh, of a potential assignment in the future. So there's basically there's two phases. There's an initial assignment, and then there's other
Mhm,
assignments
mhm,
that, like a big pool that can be assigned to the four ships in the future.
mhm, mhm.
gotcha.
Outpost May is in that pool group for a future assignment.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask if we wanted to do any kind of looking into the
Interesting.
May
We
outpost.
could we can definitely prioritize that after we finish our three, our final assigned mission, or we can not complete our final assigned mission and skip and go to May. I don't have an opinion here, or I don't know what makes
I
sense.
think we need to. Is there some kind of way we could do some, I don't know, type of reconnaissance or find some information about it? Just more about the May outpost before it, or even
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's an
later.
entire dot. There's like an entire like data set on the.
Okay.
Profile.
Are you guys going to start looking through that?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind doing that. I also want to bring up to you, Yoko, about the combat that Uzelinsky had, because I'm pretty sure I mentioned it before we were on comms.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need, or I'll, like I imagine that you wanted to hand me this ciphered mess
Yeah, the
note.
cipher
I
little
imagine
thing.
you wanted to hand it to me in person rather than transmit it,
Correct.
and so I'm gonna need some time with this. It looks interesting. I'm intrigued. Um, maybe and I'm in a good mood, so maybe I'll spend some time alone in my room.
I know you're really throwing Cliff off right now. He doesn't know what to expect. Okay. He likes
Um,
Cliff makes a mental note. Likes puzzles.
Yeah, so I mean
Oh,
I think I'll spend a long time looking at this, and that's my plan. Try to decipher it.
okay.
Um, as
Uh,
far as everything else goes, I'm ready to go. Like I think going to this new potential colony is very valuable to us right now, given the precarious state of the mother colony.
mhm. And we've taken care of Ozelinsky's body.
Yes, that has
Yeah.
been stowed away in one of the cryopods,
Okay.
and there should be no issue of, decay or anything.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All
Yeah.
right, so we
So I'm
know.
I'm
So what is Kip going to do in the meantime while those two are researching the May outpost and deciphering the data pad that Cliff recovered?
Are we prepping the ship to go on this journey?
You could start that, sure.
That's what I think I'll do. I think I'll go through all my diagnostics, maintenance routines, and make sure that everything's up to snuff before we head out.
Okay. All right. So let's start with Cliff and his analysis of the May outpost.
All right.
So the May outpost is one of the few far spinward colonies that was established by the Three World Empire. And it was uh, essentially had a large deposit of valuable metals that could be used for manufacturing. And it was also in a centralized location that it was kind of a bit of a um, crossroads for connecting several other of the far spinward colonies. The
Okay.
planet itself is temperate. There's not a significant amount of storm systems. The atmosphere is breathable. Um, there is some volcanic activity in certain areas, which makes those locations particularly inhabitable. But for the most part, there are major areas of the central, like the main continent, that are very inhabitable, and due to the resource-rich nature, could have resulted in multiple colonies being established across the planet.
And from what we found out before, is this is still an active colony, right?
It would appear so based off of uh, the
That's just from
contact
pirate.
information
Yeah.
of the pirates. Yes. All
Um.
right. Um, do
Just
you want to do any more digging into this, or do you?
yeah. I guess what I'm going to look to now is hmm, if there is anything about the Zhang G guy that might pop up in any of these reports I'm looking through.
No.
And
Um, so, just for context, which you might not be aware of since you joined us early, it's been over 100 years since these colonies were established. So
oh, okay, so they have
there's
been
no
around.
real reason. Yeah, and they lost contact with them about 40 years ago. So the likelihood of this guy's still being alive, or being alive back then, is pretty small.
Okay. I want to look into last known contact with the colony and like anything that seemed weird, like if maybe there was like a distress signal that popped out of it or something, or if barring that, if like if I could get something that would lead me to pinging a status of what it is now.
So the last known communication with the May outpost was approximately 55 years ago. There was some signals that uh, they were attempting to exert more influence amongst the other colonies. Uh, and that started a, not like a shooting war, but more of a trade war, uh, which resulted in the May outpost ceasing all communication amongst the other far spinward colonies and cutting off all communication to Earth. Uh, so that seems to be the lead up to that, dark, uh,
The 55 years of
yeah,
gone dark.
55, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Um, I'm not 100% sure both me, the player, or Cliff would know what to do next to dig in further. So I think that's probably about as far as he's gonna go with his time.
All right.
John, can you remind us with the blackout that happened? Did that happen organically for each colony, like how you just described with the May outpost, or was it like some kind of all the colonies went black at the same time? I don't
Oh
remember
no,
what
it
the
was it
description
was
was.
all it's all different.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Cool. Cool.
some of the colonies were never actually established or barely established. Other
Mm-hmm.
ones went dark very early.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and and these are all these colonies. Like some colonies are UN colonies, other are UPP colonies. And this one is a third world empire colony. So it's the only reason that you have all of these records and able to make these correlations is because all these organizations teamed up to create the Great Mother Mission.
Cool. Cool. I like that. Thank you.
All right, so let's find out what Yoko finds on this compad. So this seems to have some sort of cipher on it. Um, what is Yoko's going like? What is he going to? How is he going to approach this? Is he?
Hmm.
Um, it's uh, it seems to be like some sort of device that you might plug into a computer to decrypt whatever you're looking at.
Interesting.
Uh, so think of it as like I don't know. You guys might not be familiar with it, but they have like these security keys that you can plug into a computer to uh, instead of having to put a password in, it
So,
like
so it might
reads
be a
the
key, like
drive
it
that
might
you're
be an encryption key, or like versus actual
Dongle.
message itself. Is that what you're saying that I'm seeing?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Okay, well that's
So
interesting.
if two people are sending encrypted messages to one another, this thing would allow them to read that message.
Right. Um, Interesting. Okay, so I mean, if I guess I want to, if I guess I want to confirm that that's what it is. It's like a decryption key kind of thing, and then I want to be able to use it, right? Um,
Okay.
and
So
so should I like I guess I'm I don't know what I'm doing. I'm using programming to to
okay. All right. So it's going to be Comtech. Um, so you're plugging this into the Solovetsky Island, and you're trying to like access it and like see
yeah.
if you're able to use it.
Yeah, yeah. And maybe,
Okay.
like I can I mean if yeah, I want to do that. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. You got a success. Do you want to push?
Um yeah, I know there's more here to it. I know there's more to it.
All right. You got a second success.
Three
All right.
successes.
So,
Three successes.
oh yes, you're right. Three
Ooh,
successes.
nice.
All right. So, it's a good thing you pushed because you realize that it once you plug it in, it's obvious how you activate it. But as you're investigating the code and everything that is used to activate it, you realize that there is some sort of countermeasure, and there is um, a secondary executable that will attempt to uh, overwrite your entire computer
Mm-hmm.
system if you do not uh, enter a password at a particular
Mm-hmm.
moment
Mm-hmm.
while you're trying to decrypt whatever it is you want to decrypt.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Do I like
and
can I just unplug the thing, or do I have to like on it?
Oh no, you didn't run.
uninstall.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, you discovered this before you actually ran it,
Cool, cool,
or
cool.
attempted to run it.
Yeah, yeah.
So with your, so the first one is the first success told you that, that told you how to do it,
Mm-hmm.
like how you can use it to decrypt messages.
Mm-hmm.
The second one told you about this countermeasure.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want the third success to be?
Probably want to break that countermeasure if I can.
Okay, that's yeah. So yeah, you go in and disable the countermeasure, so it does not, it will not activate when you attempt to decode something.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Very nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, do we have any transmissions from the stealth ships? Like, did we pick up any encrypted transmissions? I doubt we did. Recorded them.
Uh, I so you most likely would not be able to identify it as an encrypted transmission unless you were looking for an encrypted
Right,
transmission.
right. And now that we have the key,
Uh,
we can. So I want to set us up to do that constantly.
okay. Yeah. So that's going to take
I'll
that'll
work with
take a little
Kip,
bit of
maybe.
time,
I'll work with Linda.
but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean that'll you're going to have to basically uh, you know you're going to have an interaction between this key and the comm array to be doing real time decryption, so that
Hmm.
you can basically pick up a live feed of whatever these communications are.
Hmm.
So
That's pretty
yeah,
annoying.
so that's going to take several hours to do, and you can certainly work with Kip as needed in order to do that.
Mm.
All right. So um, Kip is performing some of his diagnostics on the system on the ship, preparing for an, I guess, unknown destination at this point in time. Uh, Potentially the May outpost, potentially the next location, which is KOI 1966.03. And uh, he's pretty, I mean, he's pretty confident in the state of the ship so far from your diagnostic scan evaluation. But
Right.
um, there is um, several things about the comm array installation that you are not particularly satisfied with, being the stickler for quality work. Um, and you begin to question maybe how good of a technician Mackenzie is.
Ah. Okay.
This would require putting on a vac
Going out
suit
there.
and going
Yeah.
out there to fix his what sound. I mean, from what your scans look like, is potentially just shoddy workmanship.
God damn it. All right. All right. I'm gonna go down to one of the airlocks and get on a suit. I'll uh,
Or
I'll let Yoko and Cliff know that I'm heading out to do this. Okay.
all right, you start your way across the ship. You have the maglot, obviously, you have the maglocks on your boots. You're thumping away along the hull, making your way to the uh, where the comm array is installed. You were here previously, trying to figure out what the black box was doing.
Yeah.
You start working, start working at this, and uh, it's basically, you know, amateur work. Uh,
Really.
several of the wires are not installed properly, so they don't make a clean connection, and could be shorting out intermittently.
Oh yeah.
and he actually left the secondary bolts that that secure it onto the hull. He did the 4 primary ones, but left the 8 secondary bolts on unattached.
Missing.
And
Huh.
while you're drilling these on, you think you see some movement out in the black of space.
I see what?
You think you see some movement out of the corner of your eye, like something briefly covered up some of the stars in the distance.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna take a better look and see if I can make out what that is.
All right. Why don't you give me a observation roll?
I'm observing. Here you go. What the hell is that?
Got 0 successes. Would you like to
Oh,
push?
so I'm pushing. I am so pushing.
All right.
All right. So another observation, and then I guess I gotta raise my stress after that.
Should do it
It'll
automatic
happen
now.
automatically. Yeah.
It will happen.
It should have. Did you click push?
No,
You have to click. Okay, you have to click the big push button.
push.
Okay, that worked. All right.
There you go.
So you got 4 successes. I think you should only have 2 successes
Two.
because
Yeah.
you technically rolled 3 times. All right,
Well,
so you have 2 successes. You start,
dial it down.
you squint, squint a bit and, rub some of the fog off of your visor and just start watching. And you can make out 2 what you believe are of these stealth fighter ships. Uh, kind of not quite hovering, but they're kind of uh, pacing and patrolling back and forth around the Solovetsky Island.
Okay. I'm gonna play it cool, and I'm not gonna say anything over comms to anybody on the
Okay.
ship. All right, in case we're being monitored. And I'm gonna just kind of finish up what I'm doing here with these missing bolts, and then pack up and head back in.
All right.
Yeah.
You zip those last few bolts on, pack up your stuff, and head in. And you can kind of, now that you've tracked them a bit, you can kind of almost see them. You're really looking for uh, the lack of stars rather than the shape of the ship. Uh,
Right.
and you're tracking them, and you're pretty confident that you would be able to figure out their exact location once you get. I mean, assuming they don't move
Yeah.
significantly once you get back
All right.
inside.
Yeah. If I'm, I'll come up with some, BS conversation to have with somebody on board. But I'm not giving away that I've spotted these guys at all
Okay.
until I get back into the ship.
All
All
right.
right.
You're inside the airlock and taking your vac suit off. Are you going to bring it up or what?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get a hold of Yoko and Cliff, and as soon as I can, in person. In person though,
Okay.
in person. Oh,
All right.
I'll wait.
Where are we meeting?
All right.
I'll just say, hey, let's. I'm a little hungry. Why don't we get together down the galley and have a bite to eat?
Oh, hey, you were going for that Soylent I was talking about last time. Let's go.
Oh, love my Soylent Blue, I tell you.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll meet you down there for a nice, batch of Soylent Blue. Okay.
I
And
prefer
so
the happier ones, but okay.
yeah. Yeah. So if we get together there, I'll let them know about this. That there's two stealth ships, kind of. I guess what are they? Are they keeping like equal distance from us, and are
Yeah, it's
they?
almost. I mean, it's almost like they're. Well, I mean, your ship's not moving, but it's almost as though they're
Mm,
like prepared to. They're keeping a distance,
mm,
and but they seem to be like zeroed in on the Solovetsky Island. It's not the Ilyanla itself. They are. Uh, you got the sense maybe they were waiting for you to leave the ship
mm.
itself, and perhaps they're going to attempt to follow you. That you're not entirely sure.
Okay. Are
It did
I
not
am I
seem
able?
aggressive.
Oh, okay.
when we're together, I should prioritize telling Kip. Windows, I figured out what the encryption was. Both of you actually, I figured out what the encryption is. It's a decoding key that we can use to unencrypt encrypted messages. So, um, given that it's from Ozelinsky, and you found these, and we have stealth ships outside. We can see if we, Kip. I need your help to see if we can, see if those ships out there are communicating.
All right, we can do that,
Cliff
and
will
we shall.
Cliff will suck up really annoyingly some of the last of his drink in his straw, and then go. Make sure you ping that radiation thing off them too. That way we can see where they go if they zoom off or anything, or maybe even trail where they came from.
Mhm.
We need to get our sensors and
Yeah,
our comms up to speed
Yep.
with these new.
yeah. We need to pinpoint their positions too. All right, let's get to work on that after we finish up this lovely Soylent Blue. Mm.
All right. So, who's going to be working on what?
I mean, I guess it would make sense that I would do the radiation signature since I already have
Okay,
experience with it.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
So does
I know
that mean Yoko and Kip are going to try to get this decryption thing to work?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's work on that.
All right. So it is. I mean, both of you. And so I mean, Kip or Yoko already knows how this works. So it's just going to take some time and Kip's assistance in getting it wired into the comms array. So it's probably going to take about maybe an hour or so of work to get it up to the point of um, where you can listen to real time encrypted broadcasts. Uh,
Hmm.
if you want to just start scanning and recording anything that could potentially be an encrypted broadcast, that could be done a bit sooner, but obviously would be delayed information.
We definitely should be scanning. There's no reason why we shouldn't. We should record everything. Anything we can pick up, we should record, and then we can go back to it
Yep.
later.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Does that mean you want to concentrate on the recordings, or you want to record, but then also concentrate on getting the live version up and running? What's your priority exactly?
The priority is to start the recording, but we don't need to interact with it or evaluate it yet. Like the first start recording, then set up our try to set up the real time interception. We'll go back to the recordings later, which won't necessarily be right away when we get the active comms working.
Okay. All right. So in that case, that means Cliff is going to finish up his radiation detection protocol that he created uh, down on the mother colony first. So, uh, yeah. So Eric, it takes Cliff has to kind of orient himself with the Solovetsky Islands. Um,
Mm.
it's he's never been on a science vessel before, so he's not entirely sure where things are. But once he orients himself He
Way
is
too
able
clean
to
up here.
get this up and running in about a half hour or so. And based off of the description that like of the distance and location that Kip gave, he you're pretty confident that you know exactly where they are. You're tracking the movement of the radiation,
Okay.
and it seems to match uh, the the pattern that Kip tracked. You can also see a faint trail of where they came from,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and it seems as though they came around from they were orbiting the planet, uh, but they were they were orbiting their orbit was significantly faster than the Ilyanla's orbits. So they came up and met the Ilyanla and the Solovetsky Island in particular uh, from orbit around the planet. So it is possible that these are the ones that escaped from down
That
on the
we
planet when it
encountered down
attacked.
below. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I will find where Yoko and Kip are and relay all that and say these might be some of our friends that we encountered below.
So
Our
they are.
friends.
Go ahead. Were you going to say something, Todd?
Nope. No, just
Oh, okay.
they're
Uh,
they're our friends. Oh,
Mm.
okay.
the work for the comms array is finishing up. You've as you uh, as Yoko starts initiating the real time decryption, uh, you ask the computer to scan for active signals, and you pick up a two-sided conversation. It seems to be a bit um, informal, and you hear a woman and a man uh, just chattering, trying to have uh, meaningless conversations, complaining about how much time this is taking. It seems like they might be uh, kind of in a holding pattern and are trying to kill some time.
Any names mentioned?
Not yet. No, they haven't. It is essentially like uh, pointless discussions about meals and entertainment and that sort of thing. You are not hearing any names or anything like that.
Hey, Kip, can you flare the engines as if we're maybe gonna move, but just to rev them up, see if that gets their attention?
Sure. Sure, we can do that. All right.
All right, yeah. You do a
I will.
test fire of the
I'll,
engines.
yep.
Uh,
Yep.
And
they ignite for a second, and you hear one of them say, "Wait, wait! I think this might be it. Wait, wait!
Okay.
They're still docked. What's going on?"
All right. Oops.
this isn't good.
No, I mean you're not going to
Okay.
damage anything. It's just that they
No,
thought you were
okay.
pulling away, and then they realized that you were still docked.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get a good sense of their intentions. Like, we don't know if they were told to follow us, told to report when we leave, or told to destroy us.
I guess
All right.
that's the big question. What do we want to do with these guys? Just try to get as much information as we want, or do we want to let the let the other ship know that they're there? Our ship
What?
has guns on it, right? I mean, we could.
No.
Your ship
No.
does not. The Ilyanla does. You're a purely exploratory ship.
You just
Um,
Cliff
Damn.
visually deflates when he finds this out.
Yeah.
what are the
This
armors?
is
Oh,
why
the
we
armor-
need you, Cliff, because we can't defend ourselves.
You want me to stick my gun out the window and start shooting at him? Because I'm all in. Let's
Yeah,
go.
Will
No.
that work?
I mean, you could. I mean,
It'll work for
it's not
about
going
2
to do any
seconds.
damage. It's not going to do any damage.
I'm gonna throw a wrench.
I mean, it'll damage my arm a lot.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
It'll come right off.
All right. Well, that's interesting.
All right. Well, let's just shut down the engines again. So they're obviously watching us quite closely.
I mean, I'm not comfortable with them following us.
I think we should go. I think we should leave and just listen to what they say.
All right.
Well,
and
we need Bircher up here so we can. We need the rest of our crew. We have what, at least.
they don't know that we know. They don't know that we know that they're there, and they don't know that we can hear them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So why don't we just not go exactly in the direction that we're supposed to be going for a little bit?
Oh, I like that.
And
Oh, I like that a lot.
okay, lead them on a little bit of a goose chase first, and see if we can draw out any information while we're listening to them.
Where can we send them? We can send them anywhere we want. If we set a course for any colony, we can go halfway and then divert.
Well, didn't you just make a list of false?
We do have the wild goose chase location, so maybe we should go toward that.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Which is weird because they wouldn't have it on their maps currently.
Mm-hmm.
But if they somehow take our maps, then they would have it. I don't know. That's
Okay.
interesting.
I like that idea, actually.
So
maybe we. Well, I don't know what location we should fake. That's the question. Where do we fake?
Oh, what do we got?
We have the.
Do we have that on our map?
The Mar outpost. Was it Mar? What's the name? Spinward Colony. The May outpost.
The May outpost.
Yeah, the May outpost.
We have the.
But that's not going to be our. I thought that's where we were going. Was the May outpost?
We're either going. We either are going to the May outpost or we are going to the Paradise planet.
My understanding is we were going to the Paradise, and then the May was like second on the list.
Okay. What's the least? What's the one that we want to? We want to send them far off course, right? Away from us. So, what's the one that is going to get them the farthest away from us?
So, will that work in John? In terms of alien universe, if we like go into sub or like light speed or whatever they call it.
UTL, yeah.
UTL, yeah.
Or FTL, I'm sorry.
If we go to FTL in one direction, will that be enough to like make them think we're going to a particular place in universe?
So FTL paths have to be specifically charted from one system to another, because you have to avoid gravitational pulls and flying into planets and stuff like that.
Right.
So there is only certain systems you can go to from one system to another. So, I mean, they may be able to figure out where you're going, but you could attempt to, create or go somewhere where it's not obvious and they might not be able to follow you.
Well, I'm thinking that we want them to follow us, but we don't actually want to go there.
What?
So if we plot our course to the Dylan colony,
I see. Okay, I see what you're saying.
And then we leave in that direction, and then stop, and then go in a different direction.
I understand what you're saying. You want it to appear that you're going somewhere else, but
Yes.
or somewhere specifically,
Yeah, specific. Yeah.
but stop halfway and go somewhere else.
Maybe this is like some kind of
Yes.
role or something where extra successes
Yeah,
help more.
so this is definitely going to be a piloting role in order to successfully do this.
Okay, we're gonna need Dutch
Uh,
back.
yeah, so I don't know if any of you have piloting, but
No.
No.
We need Dudge. Dudge is cool. We can. Is his daughter old enough to serve yet? Can she hold a gun?
there is a kid
Little
left,
Dudgette.
so you can certainly have a kid character. So I don't see why you can't have you know, have his daughter on the
I
on the
think
ship.
I think we don't ask for Dudge's daughter, but we ask for Dudge to come, and Dudge might just be like, "Hey, I'm not leaving my daughter again.
Okay.
She's coming with us."
Yeah, that'll be my daughter. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, we want to
So
assemble
I
the
mean,
crew and leave. That's what we want to do. So whatever it takes to assemble the full crew, including
okay.
Bircher.
So, uh, but you're not so just to be clear, you're not assembling for an actual expedition. You're just
Oh
trying to get the
no,
crew together.
we are going on. We're assembling to go to the. Well, out of character, does anyone have a strong feeling that we should go to May Outpost or versus the Paradise Planet? Which one?
I mean, out of character, I think May would make more sense just
Yeah.
because that's a lead we have. But again, like we've mentioned a couple times, I don't know the whole story of what you guys have been doing beforehand. I'm just going off of what I've
Yeah.
known from when I played.
What is our lead on the May again? I'm trying.
That the pirates had a contact there, or not, they were trying to recruit someone there by the name of Zangji
Uh-huh.
on an outpost, but we haven't really found out much beyond that.
And
Yeah.
you
Okay.
and you
So
also
They haven't got
you
any
also
response
know,
from
yeah, yeah. So the pirates, never really got a hold of them.
them. Yeah.
And then the other thing that uh, from Cliff's research is that they are
three world
were
empires.
originally a three world empire colony. They had a lot of valuable metals,
Yeah.
and it's
They went
a
to a big
very
trade war type
habitable
thing.
planet. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
possible that it grew significantly.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can give my choice in character because I don't really care that much out of character. But in character, um, yeah, Yoko's. It is of utmost importance that we find out if the Paradise Planet can sustain a new colony, because I am direly concerned for the fate of this mother colony. So that's what I'm thinking. I mean, the situation with the pirates and even the situation with Mother Michaela is secondary to the survival of our mission. That's how Yoko feels.
I mean, in character, Cliff will agree with you, but he'll also bring up the point that it's entirely possible that the May outpost might be better off than the mother colony right now. But then, on the other hand, it could be worse off. It could be full of giant talking spiders now or something weird. I don't know.
That is a good point. I feel like if I mean, how hospitable
Tip-
do we think the May outpost might be? If it is
The
someplace
May,
we could go join with them, that would be a good
the
outcome.
May, the May outpost, from what I did on my research, is almost like a not a paradise planet, but it is very temperate. It has breathable air. Very minor storms. It's a good it's a good place to retire to. It's Space Florida.
Space
Florida.
Florida.
Except for
You
the
know,
virus.
Florida before it went underwater.
All right. Okay. Well, I either or for me. So if we want to do the May calling, that's fine.
I'm not picky either way. I'm just kind of here to help make sure you guys don't get yourself too hurt from the wildlife and whatever we go. But
Let's.
Well,
My
I
vote.
think too.
My vote is we assemble the full crew and then decide. But we are going on a real mission, and
All right.
we're sending these other the stealth ships. Hopefully, we're misleading them into thinking we are going to like the July outpost or something. I don't know. Some other outpost. That's
All
not
right.
that's not where we're going. And where we go, I think should be the full crew deciding, or like the full, including Bircher probably.
That might be a good idea.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. All right. So why don't we can talk we can ask Dell on Discord as to
Mhm.
what he wants to do with Daver. And then you guys can decide where we want to go at the beginning of the next session. So why don't we do the experience questions?
Right.
Oh, is
Okay.
it XP day?
The last few minutes we
Yes.
have. It is XP day. Yeah. Dell is not here, and he wasn't here last time, so
So no XP for him.
yeah, no XP for him. All right. So the first question is, did you participate? Everybody participated.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
So you all get at least one.
freebie.
Yay.
One.
Yeah. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda? Did anybody change their personal agenda? I know there was talk about that last time.
I hadn't done that yet. So yeah.
Okay.
I changed mine
You know.
because mine was originally or like my first one I started with was like plant seeds, which would be like try to foster things that will pay off later. But I changed
Yeah.
that to unity because that makes more sense for what I'm doing. Everything is all about uniting the mother colony and their mission, uniting people.
Okay.
I probably should change mine, but I'm not sure what to change it to at the moment. So I'll just
Okay.
leave it as it is.
So I'm going to make a note to remind everybody to reconsider
Yeah.
Yeah, because
your personal agenda.
At the
my
beginning.
personal
Uh,
opinion, I failed that mission, so I need to do a different one anyway.
Okay.
Save Ozelinski.
So, I mean, I don't know if that counts as that. I mean, he was part of that, and he's dead now, so I don't know. I don't think that counts.
He's in a better place.
Cryo.
Yeah. On our ship.
All right. So, did you risk your life for your buddy PC? I don't think anybody risked their life in the last two sessions. Oh no! Oh no! Actually,
I went.
I say
true.
me and Kip
That's
kind of
true.
did.
Yeah,
We did
yeah,
together.
that's
You
true.
guys did.
So,
Yeah.
are either of you the other person's buddy?
I am with Kip right now. Yeah, I switched it last
Okay.
session.
Okay.
What about Kip?
I still got
Who's your buddy, Kip?
Bircher, which doesn't make any sense anymore. Can Cliff be my buddy?
Yeah.
You can change it, but you don't get an XP
Oh,
today
change that.
for it.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. I'll change it to Cliff.
All right, but
Cliff's
Cliff does
everyone's
get
buddy.
an
Cliff's my
XP.
buddy too.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
you
I never kicked
guys.
you, Windows. You're not my buddy anymore.
Okay,
You guys
well,
are great.
then you're staying as my rival. Okay, smarty pants scientist. Okay.
You're not my buddy or my rival. So Cliff gets the second XP for that.
Yay.
Did you challenge or stand up to your rival?
No.
No.
All right. I assume Yoko is a no. Nobody. I don't think anybody made a panic roll this session, right? Yeah. So nobody.
I mean,
Nobody made.
unless you count last session.
They were
That's right.
gonna
That's
make
right.
him
I keep forgetting. This is two
base.
sessions.
Yeah.
Base
I
assault.
think. Yeah. I think all
Oh,
of you
yeah.
did.
Yeah.
So everybody gets an XP for the panic roll from last session.
Mhm.
Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think Cliff and Kip did.
I did not. I
Yeah.
was in danger.
Yeah, Yoko has been playing it safe.
I missed a real opportunity. Ozelinski should have been my rival, but whatever. I was playing like I was like mad at him the whole time because he's UPP and I want him to bleed.
I'm gonna I'm gonna push back on Yoko being able to get experience because he broke that code for that thing that would have erased his computer or whatever. Would
That's
would that
But
true.
that
would that
wasn't
count?
that wasn't really a dangerous event necessarily.
Okay,
If we were in
However,
space, it would be dangerous.
gotcha. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
with the next one, did you make a significant discovery or revelation?
Oh yeah, I think
Okay, I
Uh,
think we all did
Yoko
that.
certainly did that. Kip did as well, and so did Cliff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was gonna say because we found all that pirate stuff last time. So
That's right.
you found the governor's blood coughed up on you when you were in the morgue with her.
All
yes,
right. Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind?
Extraordinary.
trying to
Action.
think of what happened last time.
I feel like seeing the stealth
I
ships is
think
pretty extraordinary. I feel like seeing...
I did. I held up all that building on my back for a little bit.
Oh yeah, that was pretty extraordinary.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that was with Kip. That was actually with Kip's help that
Yeah,
you did that.
yeah. Does
Um,
that
yeah, I'll
count?
give you both. Yeah, I'll give you both
Okay,
an XP for
Okay, all right.
okay, all right.
that. I don't think Yoko did
I don't
anything
have any. I don't remember
extraordinary.
anything extraordinary. Doing ordinary
Um,
things, doing the people's work.
the
Making
last
the
one
making those maps or the
that was
false
I think I
that
got
was
trails.
XP for that already last session.
Oh,
yeah
you did already. Okay,
yeah
okay, okay, okay.
that was a few sessions ago. I think
Okay,
that
my bad.
for the previous set XP.
Okay.
So the last one, did you earn any money? However, I'm doing this as did you explore any additional colonies?
I think
Uh,
I think Cliff gets
no.
XP for that.
Well, I mean, looking
Not
at the
really.
existing paperwork doesn't
It's
really
not.
count.
It's not actually.
I'm
But
I mean, the only thing I could really argue, and it'd be a stretch, is that me and Kip went to that little outpost, the abandoned pirate outpost.
Oh,
But
that's true.
that's like
That
a
is a
stretch.
good.
Mhm.
That's a new location.
that's a good effort and a good argument, but it is it was
Oh,
on
the
a
mother colony.
planet that
Oh, it's also
was
not on our
a mother
agenda. It's
colony
not on our
gone.
list of things to explore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really just a building that was stolen from the mother colony
Okay.
to
Yeah.
create that little
I was gonna say it
outpost.
was a
So I'm not
stretch,
gonna.
but I'll throw it out there. I
It
just
was
wanted to throw it
good
out
effort. Good effort. I like it. I like it. I like the argument, but
there.
I'm gonna have to say no.
I was trying, Todd. I was trying.
I know, I know, I know. I don't
So
think I experienced much
yeah,
of this.
so that is the last one. So 5
Okay.
XP can give you bump up a skill or give you a new trait, I think they're called. Uh, so that and
Okay. So
that
if I've
trait,
got if I got 6 and I keep one if I use 5?
Yes.
yes, yes, yeah. So this is the bank
Okay.
that you're keeping that you can spend at uh your
Okay. So
whenever you.
when we see experience here on our, that's the actual bank that we have.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I think I got to take some off here. Wait a minute. How can I get rid of those? Okay.
I just
So
right
I
click.
got,
If you right click,
yeah, I'm doing it right now. Okay. So I'm gonna leave myself with 1. Okay.
Okay,
And I'll take a new skill or something here.
okay. And I'm sorry, they're
I
called
think.
talents, not traits.
Okay. All right. Talents. Right. I got enough there. I'm gonna take a piloting skill. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look over
I don't know.
Judge's
I got enough.
shoulder while he guys
Yeah.
dedock
Okay.
from the Ilion.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
I'll
gonna. So you said a
pick up
talent
some.
costs 5. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
But then we also have to pass a roll or something to train for it.
Yes. However, since you have, I mean, since you're
We
gonna,
have free
there's gonna
time
be a
now.
lot of downtime during the travel to wherever you're going. You'll certainly have the opportunity to do it then. So,
Okay, I'm probably gonna
yeah,
get a
we can do
talent,
the.
but I'll look at it offline.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, once you guys figure out where you're going and everything, you can just do the roll, and you're certainly going to have at least
Okay.
several days, regardless of where you go.
Cool.
Right. Good. 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 Good.
All right.
Right. Yeah. That was fun.
All right. So hopefully Dell can make it. If not, maybe we can
Mm-hmm.
at least get the answers from him, and we can
Yeah.
just say he's tagging along when you guys go wherever you decide to go.
Sounds good.
Super duper.
All
Okay.
right.